everyone, it's Mel from Level Up Your Life. I have a client who was always feeling disappointed. Every time we got on a coaching call, she'd always feel a bit frustrated and disappointed. I am a confidence coach, by the way. I work one-on-one with people, trying to improve their confidence and self-esteem. And so this client was always disappointed. I don't know if you've ever felt disappointed lately. Maybe you've been trying to improve your confidence or your self-esteem, and you try self-love and positive affirmations, but you don't quite believe them. Or maybe you've tried the fake it till you make it route, and then you just left feeling like an imposter. Like, I don't really belong here. Why am I doing this? Or you might finally get a compliment. You did something well, but you don't seem to actually believe it. You finally got a compliment, but it doesn't really match with how you feel inside. So this client was feeling this exact way. And this client had trouble working with her positive affirmations. She had trouble actually getting her mind to believe what she sees in front of her. And she was always feeling disappointed because the positive affirmations weren't really working for her. She wasn't really getting through to herself. And she felt like she hadn't made much progress, even though she actually made a lot. So if you're in the same boat and you're constantly saying negative things to yourself, you're constantly criticizing yourself or reminding yourself that you are worthless, or you are not loved, or you don't do things good enough, or you always mess up, or you always drop things, then when you try and move to positive affirmations, you try and do the whole self-love thing, it's not going to work. Why? Because it's going to sound like a lie. You don't believe it. So why would your mind believe it? You repeating it 1,000,000 times to your mind isn't going to make you believe it anymore if your mind is constantly saying, nah, not true. Who thinks that? So how do you actually overcome this? You need a buffer zone. Just like when climbing the stairs, you don't go from the first step to the very top step. It's impossible, right? You could try, but you probably pull a muscle, fall over, look silly, or even worse, hurt yourself. This is the same in this situation. You want a buffer zone. So you don't want to go from something completely negative to something very positive. You want to go somewhere in the middle first. You want to go to the neutral zone. Okay? If you're constantly being very, very critical of yourself, you want to go to where it's neutral, slightly more positive than where you have been before. Somewhere where you actually will believe yourself. So for example, if you're constantly telling yourself, I'm not good enough, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, yeah, I'm not good enough, or I can't do this, I'm not really good enough to do this. You can't just go from, I'm not good enough to, I'm good enough. You're not going to believe that. Your mind is not going to believe that. Your body's not going to believe that. You have resistance all over because you already have the belief that you are not good enough. So think of something that you are good at, something that you believe that you have positive things with, something that you can do well, something that you can experience well. Can be anything. For example, you might be good at crocheting. So you can tell yourself, I am good at crocheting. You might think that you are kind, so you can say, I am kind. Maybe you're really good-hearted to people. Maybe you are kind to animals. You can say, I am good to animals. I am kind to animals. You want to find something that you believe to be true about yourself that is slightly more positive than what you've been telling yourself. Okay? Doesn't need to be completely fairies and magic and rainbow castles, but it does need to be better than what you have been telling yourself before. Once you find your quote, you want to remind yourself of this daily, slowly, okay? You want to work yourself up to getting from I'm not good enough to I'm good enough and actually believing it. But this takes time. You go step by step by step until you get to that very top part. And every time you go to bed, every single day before you fall asleep, think of 3 things, only 3 things that you are grateful for that day. Something that you're happy with, something that went well, something that made you feel happy or proud. Maybe the dog gave you extra love. Maybe your kid gave you a hug. Maybe you did something good for somebody and they said thank you to you. Maybe you found a penny on the floor. Whatever made you feel happy that day, just find something. Can be anything. Could be very, very small, like the examples I gave you. Could be something very big, like maybe you won a trophy, you got a certificate, you finished a course. Something that made you feel good in the day. 3 things. And these are very little steps, but it's these little steps that will build up to a mountain, okay? And they will help transform your life. They will literally improve your life if you do it. The most important thing about transforming your confidence and self-esteem is consistency. It's about getting from step A to step B, even though the step B might be so tiny, but that's good. You want it to seem tiny. You want it to seem so easy. You could do it with your eyes closed. That's great, because it's the little easy steps that get you to, oh wow, look how much I've done. You don't want to go from A to Z and Z being super difficult, and then you give up and you feel like, oh, I haven't got anywhere, and you beat yourself up more for it. That's not what you want to do. You want the little steps. You want to create the steps to get to the top of the mountain. Okay? You've got this. If you found this video helpful, please like the video below and feel free to share this with your friends. You never know who is struggling. You never know who needs the help. So maybe you sending this out to your friends might show them that you care and help them out if they're also struggling with this sort of thing. Again, I'm Mel from Level Up Your Life, and thank you guys for watching.